So today, hey guys, I'm here with Rick Brash. He's one of the pioneer. How do we say it? You're a legend in the industry. You've been doing this for how many years? 30, 40 years in the business?
This is year 29 for me.
29.
Yep.
29 years in real estate business. You see a lot of changes in real estate from 29 years ago and today. So today we want to focus more on technology.
Yeah.
There's so many real estate agents, and you know, these are not lazy people. These real estate agents, they're working hard. But the time change.
I think you're right. I think realtors generally come into business with a respectable work ethic.
Yes.
But the real question is, do they know what to work on?
Yeah.
See, so many agents, Rudy, they just work on the same thing day in and day out.
Yeah.
They create a routine that doesn't have a great outcome, but they don't learn anything else.
So let's go back to history a little bit.
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, right? 29 years ago, because today when the buyer's looking to buy a home, for example, Rick, you are in Canada, right? So if I'm looking to buy homes in Vancouver, Calgary, right? I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna see everything I need.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna call the real estate agents. The agent's gonna show them homes.
Maybe.
So what happened is that hopefully they pick up the phone. That's a different problem.
Even on technology, if there's no overwhelming reason to call the agent, the typical prospect isn't looking for.
They don't even call.
Right?
Yes.
What did they go looking for? Not agents.
Yes.
They went looking for houses wherever.
They found the homes.
Or offline. They're not looking for you and me.
Yes, they're not looking for agents.
Right. Every agent looks the same anywhere, online or offline.
Yeah.
So one of the things you and I have to do online is create an approachable presence.
Right.
What is it about Rudy that makes you so approachable by a buyer?
Right.
Why is it a buyer's going to come to me and say, Rick, above all the other agents I saw on that site, I called you?
But who's doing all this teaching? Like, why real estate agents still today in information age still doing the cold calling and all the ads that says I'm the number one? Can you imagine? I open up a newspaper in my town. There's 5 number one agents.
And
like
12 where I'm from. Doesn't make any sense.
How can it be? But go back. I think this goes back to history, right? 29 years ago. 29 years ago, if I'm looking to buy a home, like what's the steps? Like what should I do back then?
So back in the day when I started, you picked up the newspaper and you combed through classified ads. Okay. In my marketplace, pages and pages of classified ads on Sunday. You maybe picked up a real estate magazine. Okay. In my marketplace, we have a newspaper that's devoted solely to real estate, and you pick that up. And by the way, our female prospects hate newspapers. You know why? When they're in the car and they've got the paper open, it leaves ink on their
wow.
So we learned very quickly that we have to treat people differently. Okay, so they used newspapers, they used print media. Then this thing comes along, a national website. And the national website takes a feed from all the different real estate boards, either in Canada or the US, and they start putting listings online.
But I heard before that the MLS was in a book.
So
when was that?
So if you create a relationship with a buyer, you give him your book. You're not supposed to, but you give him your book.
What book is this?
So this is the
when
catalog.
I got my license 10 years ago, I don't know what you're talking about.
This is the catalog.
Okay.
This is before MLS was online. MLS was just a data feed, and every week they produced a catalog. In my marketplace, it was this thick.
From homes from all real estate companies?
Yes, the MLS data was published in a catalog. And so if you had a subscription, every Monday, your catalog came in. So in my office, my stacks to the roof of catalogs.
Wow. I think this is the history where Caravan came from.
Yeah.
Because till today, in my association, every Wednesday, there's the Caravan. And I was sitting there, I was like, what's the point of this?
Exactly.
But there's a history here.
Right, you come to the office on Monday morning for your sales meeting. Okay. Your sales training, which by the way, no sales training. No sales training.
It's more like announcements.
Announcements. Announcements that already came on the green sheets from the board.
What is the green sheet? Oh, it's from the board.
The daily announcements.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So now, what are you going to talk about? New listings. New listings since last Monday. And this listing's on the Caravan today. And this listing's on the Caravan. Yeah. So after the Monday morning meeting, you all pile into cars and you drive all over the city looking at somebody else's listings, and then you go for lunch. Monday is shot.
But that was relevant back then because there was no technology. That's how real estate agents get homes.
I don't know if it was relevant doing Caravan. I remember doing it and thinking, what a waste of my time.
Yeah.
And when I met Craig, our coach, he said, please tell me, Rick, you're not still doing caravans. Please tell me.
Because today everything is online.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And they still do caravans. In
I
my
know.
place, they still do it. You know, I'll be going from my home office to an appointment, and there's an open house sign on a corner which says realtor open house.
Yeah.
Still goes on. I don't get it.
No, but let's go back to because there's so many real estate agents in my marketplace watching this, and then they are afraid at the same time, excited, afraid. They have mixed feelings about technology. As technology becoming more and more advanced, they feel there's under pressure in their income. They feel like they have to work hard. And can you believe it? Can you imagine, what if the buyers know the truth about these agents? You know, I still remember 2007, I first got my license, and these senior agents, like they've been in business for 20, 30 years, and they're talking to each other, and they're saying stuff like, buyers are liars. And I was sitting there, I was like, and then it dawned on me, the reason the buyers are just using different agents just to open the house because technology. They find the homes online, like you said, they don't care who opened the door, right?
That's right.
Bob, Susie, whoever answered the phone and show me the home.
That's right.
So it's not the client's fault.
No.
They are not like lying to you.
We've perpetuated that.
Yeah, when the MLS was in a book and then you put it online, you make it.
Remember when Realtor.com became the normal?
Yeah.
And in Canada, we use Realtor.ca. CA is the Canadian. Remember when that became normal? And all of a sudden, I remember realtors thinking, oh, they won't need us anymore.
Yeah.
They won't need us because now it's all online.
Yeah.
There's a place for that.
Yeah.
And you and I, as performance-driven realtors, we have to have an online presence to go with that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing. All those listings online, they're not generating opportunity for realtors. They're not generating opportunity.
Yeah.
And if they are creating a call from a listing online, most agents aren't trained to handle that call.
Just open the door. So here in our team, we are inviting real estate agent in our team, Rick, to stop by for a backstage tour of my real estate sales team, because there, what we train real estate agent in my team is this: don't be an order takers.
Right.
So when the clients call about a home, for example, looking to 123 Main Street in Pasadena, for example, our offer will be, hey, in addition to that homes that you see online, would you be interested to have access to a list of other homes in Pasadena that you cannot see online?
Yeah, that match what you're trying to find.
Yes, and the reason we can do that is the train.
And some people say, well, I've seen everything online that matches what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
How many listings are not online?
Well, there's a lot, right?
Lots.
For sale by owners, expired, cancel, withdrawn, new coming soon.
I had a database of 16,000 people. Every week somebody in the database said, Rick, if you know of someone who's thinking of buying, tell them about my house. Tell them about my house, because you can sell it for me.
So we call it, in addition to for sale by owners, expired, canceled, we call it our sellers in waiting database, which is about 16,000 people in our database right now who's thinking of selling.
That's right.
So think about it. This is how, if you're a real estate agent watching this conversation here, as technology becoming more advanced, as we launch into 2019 and beyond, if you're still doing the same old thing, prospecting, doing the call, if you spend 70-80% of your time trying to find a business, that means you will not have time to differentiate yourself. That means you're competing with the machine. Your competition is not the other agent. Your competition now is the machine. But guess what, Rick? If you compete against machine, guess who wins? The machine always wins, because the machine never gets sick. The machine are consistent.
Never not shows up.
Never show up. But so now the secret, this is the secret ingredients to do well in today's information age, is we gotta do something that the machine cannot do.
Right.
So this is where we talk about giving access. We talk about skills.
But there's also a human element that we don't want to forget. And building a customer service machine that isn't technology dependent. We use technology as an aid. Really helps guys like you and I grow a business, because we've brought the marriage between the personal touch and the technology together. And we've leveraged that correctly. And
this is what we call the real estate office of the future, which basically we leverage technology to enhance the experience.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Absolutely. When people thinking of buying and selling a home, when people thinking of selling a home, instead of just putting a for sale sign and hoping that's going to sell.
There's so much more to it. There's so much more to it, for sure.
So,
it's awesome.
In the last 3 decades, let's wrap up with this. In the last 3 decades, if there's one thing you're going to share with, because there's a lot of real estate agents been in business for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, they don't know what happened 30 years ago. They don't know. They're just scratching their back. Why there's a downward pressure on the income. Oh, do you realize, according to the National Association of Realtors, the average real estate agent income that has less than 2 years experience is $8,000 a year. with 16 years, 16, can you imagine 16 years experience is less than $38,000 gross commission income. And you've seen this, right, from 29 years ago, and there's like all this downward pressure on the MLS. So like, if you were to, well, not share with them, but share with me, because I didn't know.
First of all, guys like you and I have built a business. We don't just have this job where we try and help somebody buy a house so we can bring a paycheck home. We're beyond that. The idea for you and I is to enhance people's lives as we help them find homes that they can have memorable moments in. And the byproduct of that is we create commission checks. But moving forward, because of this marriage of technology and customer service and hard work and the right type of work, you and I have this sustaining model that enables us to do this over and over and over again every single week. And that's what you and I have learned to do.
I like that.
So we're not transactional agents. People think, well, Rick and Rudy just make a lot of money in real estate. Well, the byproduct of what you and I do is we're well paid. But what we do, the things that we do with people and the marriage of technology and the customer service and the love that we have for people, that's what really creates a job worth having, a career worth having. And that's what you've done, Rudy. We're so proud of you.
I like that when you talk about the marriage between technology, people,
and customer service.
That's the real estate office of the future. So I'm inviting you for a backstage tour of our real estate office team system, so you can see, because especially now everybody say a team, right?
That's right.
So
awesome.
All you need to do, call 626-789-0159. And as you know, right, everybody call themselves team now. Just because there's 3, 4, 5 people together, we are a team. No, that's just a crowd.
That's right. It's a bunch of people in the same car.
A team is each individual person has a specific role in that transaction. So I'd like to invite you for a backstage tour on that. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you.
Awesome, Rudy. Thank you.